advisor, public speaker, best-selling author, and highly sought-after mentor. He has successfully founded, co-founded, or participated in the launch of multiple companies that created hundreds of jobs and generated nine-figure revenues. He is the creator of the Superpreneur Blueprint framework and has developed a set of cutting-edge strategies and tactics that enable entrepreneurs, innovators, and game changers to materialize crazy ideas, build breakthrough ventures, and solve the world's biggest problems. After helping more than 100 companies excel in their field, Testa is making this proven methodology publicly available in his book, Super Entrepreneurship Decoded, #1 Amazon bestseller to help trailblazers everywhere transform our lives and the planet. Thank you so much, Testa, for being on here today.
Thanks, Sandra, for welcoming me. It's a pleasure. Thanks. So should I start?
Thank you. The platform is yours.
Okay. So hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. And yes, I'm going to talk about how to get a great start as an entrepreneur. And I guess that if you are attending this series of talks, it's probably that you want to impact as an entrepreneur in the world. Maybe you want to shape a better future for the humanity. And probably also you have some, let's say, ideas how to help to reach, let's say, SDG goals. Or maybe simply you want to build $1 billion company and be the next, unicorn. So whatever you want to do, exactly, yes, you need to have a great start as an entrepreneur. And basically what you want is to materialize your breakthrough potential and, let's say, be, let's say, a bit out of, let's say, the mass. So, as you know, we had the COVID. Now there is the war in Ukraine. So the times are a bit complicated. And probably today you are wondering, okay, is it the right time really today to launch my startup projects? Or is it, let's say, the right time just to materialize my wildest dreams? And it's exactly so the question that you need to answer is how you can reach your full potential. And I think that it's also always the right time, even if there are some turbulence for sure. And so it's why I wrote this book that was mentioned by Sandra, Super Entrepreneurship Decoded, where I deliver 5 secret keys how to really build breakthrough businesses that can change the world. And in the book, I try to analyze what super entrepreneurs, super achievers are doing, and I will try to share some of the insight today with you. And I was very happy that the book was well received and became #1 Amazon bestseller, and is available, of course, on Amazon, should you want to have your copy. So for me, the first thing, if you want to have a great start as an entrepreneur, is to know what type of person you want to be. Do you want really to be out of the game and you see the train passing in front of you, you are just sitting at the station? Or do you want to be a passenger of the train and just be passive? Or do you want to be the driver or even the builder of the train or the builder of the infrastructure and be a real game changer? For me, the answer is very clear. If you want to have a great start as an entrepreneur, start to be a doer and a change maker, because it's what to be an entrepreneur is that you want to change the game and you want to, let's say, at some point, some extent, impose your own rules. And also what I think is that you need also to have the right mindset. And the right mindset is banish the word impossible. And as Audrey Hepburn said, the word itself says I'm possible. So from now, from today and till, let's say, the next years, as long as you are an entrepreneur and even in your private life, think I'm possible. Nothing today is really impossible. We live at the edge of exponential acceleration, as I explained in the book. So think really impossible, and you will discover a world of opportunities instead of impossibilities. And in the book, I also try to explain how these super entrepreneurs and super achievers, they really do, and they can really achieve extremely ambitious goals. And they share what I call the super achiever or super entrepreneur model, which is there are 5 things that you need to keep in mind. The first one is that you need, and I will explain a bit better, but you need first to find your true purpose. All these super achievers, super entrepreneurs, they know their true purpose, and this is really their true north that guide them in everything they do. Another thing that they do, they trust crazy ideas. So usually they go for radical ideas, things that may seem unusual, crazy, but they follow that, they follow their genius, and this leads really to breakthrough. Another thing which is very important, they dream big and bold, and they are not limiting by any belief, etc. They really try to get really big. Now, there are 2 things that they do which are very important, is that they have the right level of preparation. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs, when they want to start sometimes too quickly, and they bypass, let's say, the preparation. They try to find some shortcuts. There are no real shortcuts, just hard work. So do your good level of preparation if you want to succeed. And finally, as soon as you have the right level of preparation, just do it, because there are also some entrepreneurs, they do a lot of plans, etc., but they never, let's say, act. At some point, you need to act. And when you act, do it exceptionally. And if I look at the first one, to find your true purpose, I think the best way is to search into your inner story. And if you do this exercise to really search in your inner story, you will find your real motivation, your real true purpose, or the massive transformative purpose, as it's also called. I did on my YouTube channel a series of very short video. You can also find them on my website, and you will see, you will have some tips how to do this exercise to find your true purpose. Trusting crazy ideas, as I said, follow your genius. Sometimes you need to combine different ideas, different technologies. Sometimes it's just reinventing also all things, etc. But try to, let's say, come with unconventional ideas. I think most of the traditional ideas have proven their limit, and we see that the super achievers and super entrepreneurs, they really trust crazy ideas and they go against the naysayers, etc. And finally, ultimately, it leads to breakthroughs. About dreaming big and bold, yes, I think, we have a lot of limiting beliefs. And so, again, things are impossible. See the world as a world of abundance and a world of opportunities, and you will see that you can really achieve even some goals that you think were never, let's say, possible. But as I said, you need the right level of preparation, and you need to have a plan. What I always say, a rock solid plan, something which is really granular enough. Sometimes most of entrepreneurs, they don't validate enough the assumptions. They scratch the surface. Try to go as deep as possible. Try to really test all your hypotheses, because it's the only way to really have something which is rock solid enough. And finally, when you do it exceptionally. And these are 7 excellent ways to act as a super achievers. What I see is that most of them, they apply the 95-5 rule. What does it mean is that they try to don't be complacent with 5% of things that are going to ruin, let's say, their business. Also, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So try to have a team of R players and try to spend your time with people that are like-minded like you. Also, all these super achievers, they try to build empathetic and relationship, and this helps a lot in their quest to change the world. Try also to delegate as much and to automate as much. We see that these super achievers are very master at trying to only focus on what is really important. And they are fanatical about the value they create, because for them it's really what is important. They are also consistent, and they understand the flywheel. And sometimes they just do something constantly, and this helps really to achieve extremely ambitious goal. And of course, they are good communicators, and it's how they can also attract people around what they do. So if you do a few of these tips, I'm sure that this can be help you to have a great start as an entrepreneur, and that it will help you also to reach your full potential. Now, can you do it alone? Usually not. I think if you look at Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, they had all a mentor. And it's why I like to coach and to mentor, let's say, entrepreneurs, to try to share some of my 3 decades, let's say, experience as an entrepreneur. And I built, let's say, 9-figure companies. So I can probably also help you. And that's why I launched early this year a program called the Crazy Method Launchpad, which is a premium online coaching program. And it will really help you in 12 weeks to materialize your breakthrough potential. And we have also live call every week. You have a lot of tons of material, 100 lessons, tons of videos, etc. If you want to, let's say, benefit from this course, I'm doing something special for Startup Expo. Just apply the coupon code Breakthrough 2022. You will have a huge discount if you just register today on the course. It's courses testaleadershipinternational.com. And last but not least, if you just want to be in touch with me, you can go on this link and you will have access to, let's say, any platform to contact me. My website is fabricetesta.com. You have also all the information on this website. So thanks a lot for your attention. It was a pleasure to share, let's say, some of my, let's say, suggestion and recommendation how to be, let's say, how to have a great start as an entrepreneur. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. I don't know if there are some questions eventually.
Thank you so much, Fabrice, for such a great presentation. We'll be waiting for questions. If anybody has got any questions, you can just write it down and it would be showed on the screen for Fabrice to answer.
Yeah.
Any questions, please? As we wait for any questions, I must say, Fabrice, I'm really intrigued with your profile. I'm looking at the great things you're actually doing and being an author. I'm really interested in that aspect. Myself, I'm also an author, and I will personally like to ask you a question. So, what does in terms of, I'm looking at the book you did on super entrepreneurship decoded, which made you become the #1 Amazon bestseller. What does one do to become an Amazon bestseller?
You are #1 Amazon bestseller? Is it your question? Hello? Is it your question? Sorry, Sandra? Yeah, maybe you don't hear me, but yeah, I think you just need to achieve some level of sales, and then it's the algorithm, let's say, of Amazon that are working, and it's quite complicated to understand exactly how it works, but it's based on their algorithm. I think there is a question: what kind of research did you do before you started? I don't know exactly what the research that you mean, but I think you need to make your desk research about the market, about, let's say, the problems, etc., and test your assumptions. And of course, you need to make some desk research, but you need also to speak with the potential customers and just ask them what they think about your idea. One tip that I always recommend, and people, they like it, is is the coffee shop method. You just go to the next Starbucks close to your place, and you pay a coffee, a latte to someone, and you say, look, this is my ID, what do you think about this ID? And you repeat this several times with strangers, and you ask what they think about your ID, and you will be surprised of the feedback that you can get with this. Now, of course, it's better for B2C, let's say, applications, but it can eventually work also for some B2B, let's say, solutions. But what I really recommend is to just talk with some potential customers and validate your assumptions. I think most of entrepreneurs are auto-convinced about, let's say, their solution, that they have something fantastic, etc., but they don't want to confront, let's say, to the reality. And I think it's very important to talk with potential customers and see if just what you think is true or not. What advice would you give to someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur? But I think I just gave, let's say, some advice. For me, I think study, let's say, well, the market in which you want to enter. Try to have, let's say, this right level of preparation by checking all the assumptions, thinking about the business model. Try to have also a team. I think that's very important. To be a solo entrepreneur is tough. So try to have some people with you to help you. Try to see if you cannot also have some people that have a long history in this industry that you can have as advisors. And then just speak about your idea and try to attract, let's say, people around your idea. If your idea is really amazing, you will attract a lot of people to help you. And I think what you need at some point is to spark excitement around what you do. What are your tips for employing a team? I think it's a long topic, but I think the team, you need to have a team. So try to recruit well the people. Mark Zuckerberg, he has a nice tip, let's say, for recruiting people. He is asking himself, would I work for that people? And if he will not be able to work for that people, he is not hiring the guy. And I think that's the right tip, because if you are hiring people that you think you could never, let's say, work for these people, probably they are not good enough. So try to recruit well. Then what you need, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and as a leader, is to try to develop, let's say, the people. So try to, at the end, your team and the individual people working for you, they should be better person at the end. And that's your goal as a leader. You should try to really if your people that they elevate, let's say, and that they become better person at the end of the journey with you. That's really your role. And if you achieve that, you will see that the guys, they will really do their best for you and for the company. What advice would you give to someone just starting out? Yeah, again, I think it's a bit what I just said. I think if you are starting, try to find some other co-founders, try to talk with some potential customers, try to see if your idea is sparking excitement. Study also if there are some competitor eventually. What are the size of the market? I always mention the 4 T's. So the first T is the technology. So try to see if your idea is really an amazing idea, potentially developing amazing technology. The second T is the traction. Is there a market big enough? Is there some urgency for what you want to build? Then the third T is the team. Do you have the team to really deliver, let's say, what you want to deliver? And the fourth T is the time to market. Is it going to take a lot to build, let's say, that solution? Is there some momentum, what I call the zeitgeist in my book today, and that you can capture? I think these are the 4 major things you need to think about if you want to start a business.